Here, let me see that map you printed out. Now here's Ashentool.
As I remember, that should be on the left, but I don't remember.
Well, it is. And here's Braymore.
That should be on the right.
It is. Now where the hell are we?
What's in the middle?
Nothing.
That's where we are.
We're in nothing?
Yep. And for a fellow of my potential, that's the ideal place to be. Look, don't worry. We'll find our way out when the sun comes up.
A fine pair of game hunters we are. We come all the way over here from New York, and the first night out we get ourselves lost.
Maybe we should have taken the high road instead of the low road. Want a drink?
No, thanks.
Good. More for me.
I thought you told me you were going to cut down on that stuff.
Yes, I did. But I'm a terrible liar. Besides, it doesn't pay. I remember once I was going with a wonderful girl. She used to plead with me to give it up. So, one day I did. Then we discovered we had nothing more to talk about. So, we broke up.
You know, there's something about this forest that reminds me of being in a cathedral.
Well, if it were a cathedral, I know where the exit was.
You don't believe in anything, do you?
Well, sure I do.
Oh, really? Like what?
Anything I can understand. Anything that's real to me. Anything I can touch, hear, see, smell, or swallow.
What about the things you don't understand?
I dismiss them.
It's all very easy for you, isn't it?
Comfortable's the word.
I envy you, Jeff.
Why?
Well, you seem so satisfied.
Well, I am, aren't you?
No, I'm not.
Well, that's the silliest thing I ever heard. You've got a fine job, you're engaged to a fine girl, and you're lost in a fine forest. What more could you want?
I don't know, but something is wrong, especially between Jane and me. And that makes everything else seem wrong. You know, how many times have I avoided getting married? I just can't get myself to that altar.
I don't know what could be wrong with it. She's young, she's attractive, she fits smack into your niche in life. And not only that, but she loves you. And just the proper amount.
What's the proper amount?
Well, enough to make you happy, but not so much to embarrass your friends.
It seems so obvious, doesn't it? But why can't I see it? I must be lacking somewhere.
Now, don't start talking yourself into an inferiority complex. You don't deserve it.
What do you mean?
Well, most of my friends who think they're inferior are absolutely right. They're not as good as everybody else. But someone like you, who's got all this going for him, great.
Wait a minute. Do you hear that?
Uh-huh.
Shh. Look, over there.
It looks like a village.
It is.
But I thought you said there were no towns around here on the map.
I did. Look, see where that village is? There's a heavy, strange heavy fog all around it.
And there's no mist in the valley.
No. It can't be too far from here. Let's walk over to it.
Hey, wait till Google Maps hears about this.
Come on.
upon thee here that ever should lose a tooth. I eat it myself, and there's no doubt it's creamy and good and thick. So lassies, I hope you'll find me out. It's making me kind of sick. Come now, Harry. Put down your book and help your father. You may even get to like the weaving business.
I'll never have to weave in business, Father. And you know it well.
Ah, try me, lad, try. Ah, go tell Angus McBuffy he needs some eggs. And tell him I'll give him enough wool for a pair of trousers for enough eggs for our dinner. Good morning to you, Mr. McLaren.
Good day, Archie.
And good morning to your two bonny daughters.
Good morning, Mr. Beacon.
What would you be looking for, Miss Fiona?
A waistcoat for my father for the wedding.
Oh, well, of course. You and young Charlie Dalrymple are getting married this evening, aren't you, Miss Jean?
Aye, Mr. Beacon.
Well, Miss Jean, if you had to choose someone other than my son Harry, I'm glad it is a lad as fine as Charlie.
Aye, Mr. Beacon.
And you must be happy as a lark in a glen.
Aye, Mr. Beacon. As you see, Mr. Beacon, Jean's a wee bit short of words today. Father says I shouldn't talk too much. He says that when I speak, I sound so happy. He finds it annoying.
Is that what you said, Mr. McLaren?
I did, Archie. And besides, when a lass gets married, she must get used to listening and not talking.
Ah, Charlie, I'd have no trouble with Miss Jean here. She's a good maid.
Archie, all maidens are good. So then tell me, where all the bad wives come from? Friends, Mr. Lundy has written upon this parchment a few reminders. He asked me to hang it in the public square where ye all can see it and be reminded. Today is the second day of our blessing, and this is to remind ye of the obligations we have so gratefully accepted. Aye. And so I shall hang it in the square as I told Mr. Lundy I would.
The father likes to take charge of things, doesn't he, Miss Fiona?
Aye, especially after everything's been done. Would you have a waistcoat of this that would fit it?
I think so, Miss Fiona.
Oh, hello, Harry.
Hello, Jean.
How are you today?
How do you expect me to be? It's your wedding day, isn't it?
I'm truly sorry, Harry.
Well, do not be. If anyone's going to pity me, let it be me. Trapped forever without me in this peasant village.
Harry, what did Angus say?
I forgot.
Hello, Hattie.
Hello, Fiona. It just is not fair for Charlie Dalrymple to be wedding you, Jane. He's got everything. School in Edinburgh, and now ye.
Harry!
I got nothing.
Harry! Take this material over to the house and see if there's a waistcoat in there.
Nothing but to be doing this all my life.
And why didn't you pay attention to Miss Maggie Anderson? You know she had a yearning for you.
Bye, Father.
Oh, Fiona, I feel so sorry for you.
Oh, I know, darling.
Mr. Beaton, you do not hate me for not loving Harry, do ye?
No, Jean, 'tis not your fault. I sometimes think that the only woman who could have loved Harry and helped him was his dear mother. Rest her soul.
Come, Jean, you are going to stay with your father today. And Fiona, be certain to buy everything that's needed for the wedding supper.
I will, Father.
And remember, just what's needed. My aim on this occasion is to be hospitable, not philanthropic. Come, Jean.
You'll send the waistcoat to the house, Mr. Eaton?
I must feel it.
Oh, good morning, Fiona.
Hello, Meg. A jug of cream, please.
Oh, Mr. McGuffey will be pleased to the last buy it for a change.
Why?
Well, when the lads come to shop, they're all so good looking, I don't like to ask them for the money.
But you'll never make a profit doing that.
No, but I make a lot of friends. Would this be for the wedding this evening?
Aye.
Fiona, when are you going to think about a marriage for yourself?
Oh, when I find someone who makes me think of it.
And you've not met anyone up till now who makes you think of it.
No. You see, I didn't want to just get married. I think you and the lad should only do that when you want to stay together so fiercely. I'm getting married